Okay, we should be live now. We are on day 55. Big 5-5. Anyways, we're going to be doing a bit of the same thing we were doing yesterday. We're going to be working on the maps a little bit. We're going to be fixing a few bugs here and there. We're going to be making things look a little bit better. We're going to be making some gameplay. We're not really going to be making some gameplay. Well, I guess we kind of are. We're doing the map, though. So, this is pretty important. We're going to end up spending a lot of time on this. I don't have too much more to say. So, without further ado, I'm going to figure out where the heck my actual option for PowerShell is here. So I've kind of drawn over it. There we go. So I did do a little bit more last night. Pretty much how it works every day. We've got a few extra zones here. We've got some of the we've got some additional spots for the lighthouse, some additional spots for the Serenity. We've got some additional spots for Danger Dungeon added, and Ravine. Mountain Village, Mountain Summit. Didn't realize this one is kind of overlapping the Mountain Village there. So we're gonna see what we can do about this. Whoa, nope, not the village. Don't touch the village. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do about this one. We're also probably gonna we're gonna work on the main village a little bit. We got to resize that, move things around, because right now it's a tiny little place. But it's gonna be the main entry, main village. Oh right, I added the ability to just move the zones. So I'm gonna just reboot this because it'll be way easier if I just drag the zone. Don't save anything, just... Oh, it's not working. Oh, I probably have to be on select. Oh, it was on resize. I have no clue what I'm doing. This is what happens when I'm just super tired and working on stuff anyways. So, basically, the summit is going to be disconnected from each of these. Mountain Peak, Mountain Summit. We're going to want that off of the peak, basically. So we've got the ravine. All these are kind of out of bounds anyways. Where is select? Still don't have the ability to drag an entire group. But that's fine. We can move things more manually. It's still better than what we had before. So I think the big thing here is going to be we're going to connect a lot of these places today. We're going to start filling out like the beach as well. Figure out what we're doing on that one. And we're going to get things lined up a bit more. Also, I could start focusing on doing some of the code refactor as well. I'm going to move the beach out of the way, though. We move it over here. It doesn't have to line up exactly. I don't know what I'm really too worried for that on. Anyways, move that. We're going to resize the town to sort of fill this entire area. So that gives us what, like 4 times larger of an area. We still want this just coming off the edge of the town. Well, that's not gonna work. We can't move everything at once, so we're gonna rebuild the town. How do we feel about this for the size of the town anyways? Should we add another town zone over here, make it kind of an L shape, and then the town's off to the side? I think that could work out. I think that might be fine. Really, we might add that later though, so I think if we just leave the town as is currently, so we're gonna have to figure out how to get the player down to connect to the lighthouse now. That's gonna be pretty much the most important part at the moment. Once again, wish I could zoom out more. Anyways, let's save some of the changes that we've done. He did use zoom out further on the map editor. Very important that we're able to zoom out further on the map editor. So, what do we want to do on this part? I think we add one more group onto we'll fill this area with the cliffs. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. Oh yeah, we did add another area to the cliffs here. So at the very least, we're going to need this third part of the beach to come down to the cliffs. I want to add another part to the beach so that it can extend down beyond the cliffs a little bit. Because I think that would be a decent idea. Cliff face, cliff top. We should probably rename a bunch of these things as well because they all just have like default. They've all got default names to them, which don't really make sense because I've just sort of moved them around. I don't know if the zoom changes are going to really work because it's talking about how they're an int currently. So I'm not sure if I have a way to create new buildings either. We're gonna want to start by doing the connections though. Hey, why can't I... Zone beach to zone town, and then town goes back to spawn. I kind of want to set up for the zone boundaries. Can I set the part which actually allows the to walk between zones differently from the part which loads which reloads the next zone? I don't think this is a thing I can do right now, but I kind of need to be able to. I also don't remember what the sibling one is. Need so many different abilities to modify stuff. And the good part is, if we don't want certain zones to be available during playtests, we just make it so that the players can't go to them. Warp over here. Let's just make sure that I'm able to actually find this one. Basically, there's going to be something over there that allows you to warp. And then I should probably add a warp back. Warp, which sends back to here. I don't think it's set. Warp from 2. This is annoying. What is this doing? Why can't I change it? warp. Come on, let me move it. Okay, that should work, technically. Weird. Save. I don't know which ones have not been used. I have no clue. Apparently there's stuff that hasn't been saved, but no clue. The feature add an optional crossing region to smooth transitions when set directed replays destination zone bounds overlap at the crossing check, giving you an explicit doorway that can be narrower / different from the preload regions. Change span config server editor. Okay, that's what I need because I don't want everything to be like, hey, you have to be within this area for you to see it. Sure, it works with some, like the forest. But like here, what if I just want to be able to walk through? Oh, this reminds me, there is somewhere over here where I can see through. Oh, right, it was this. I remember doing that on purpose, but I don't actually like how it ends up looking. So I would rather just edit it this way. Now update. I feel like this is going to end up being a bit of a pain. Oh, that's where I didn't have everything saved. I don't know what I ever changed, but apparently there was something. I need the preload zone part here because I want to be able to see a lot. I think this should be a pretty good map. I don't think I need much more. Maybe I don't even need more for the beach, but I do want a fourth one. I definitely need to add more stuff to all these, which is what our goal is today. We might as well start just doing Where is floor? What am I doing? I'm gonna have a lot of stuff that I have to delete or erase. Basically, what I want is... I wish I could put down... wish I could put floor tiles down using an entire selector area selector again. Brush tool sorely needed. Yeah, or the zone selection again. Because I want to add a path. Actually, I'm pretty sure I do have the... I swear I remember putting down a rectangle for this. That's how I did this. I just don't know how. I also don't think I have a way to actually place buildings at the moment, which is an issue because I need to be able to create the buildings. Right now the buildings are these two, and I want to kind of get a town layout going today. I'm debating, I was thinking I kind of want to do like a town square center, a loop, a guild hall. Get the other places set up. Also, how are you doing today, QWERTY? Yeah, I have where is it called? Epidemic Sound. I have a subscription on Epidemic Sound, which allows me for using music, and I just put it on the rock. I just put it on the rock genre, and then get whatever I get. Also, which song is this? This I do like this one. The Arc of Seven or Stevens? The Arc of Stevens? Okay, interesting. Epidemic sounds pretty good. It's got a whole bunch of different, whole ton of music on there. All sorts of different genres, and the selection, they keep adding to it, so it keeps getting better. Oh, here it is. Walk wrecked. Oh, wait, nope, that's not it. Oh, no. Out of bounds rat. Oh, floor wrecked. There we go. Actually. I'm just gonna erase. Town square, which is not actually a square. One of these days I'm going to have to go and make sure that these things are actually like 1-to-1 for the number of like the lengths of each spot. Right now I'm just roughing everything in. You just search video game music genre on YouTube and it generally gives you pretty good copyright-free music. Not bad. So if I want floor, portion of stone that does go to path. So then let me fill in these extra blanks here. The path doesn't have to go straight over there. Now that I found the rect, I don't need to worry about overdrawing on here. Because I can grab it and just delete chunks. Whoa. Go. We now have a town square, which I'm going to have to figure out how to put a fountain in the middle. In the meantime, there's just going to be... There's water. Bit of water. With, I guess, maybe I'll put... For the time being, I'll put arena tiles around it. And those will be what the player cannot walk on. That way I can leave these things down there. And leave the house there for now. I think down here is going to be a good area for... I'm just gonna sort of lay out the city using the stone at the moment. Actually, I don't want to do this yet. So that's gonna be the arena. We're gonna have sort of Jack being up here. We'll give him a bit bigger of a house now. The bank is going to be over here. Sort of central in front of the arena. In order so that I actually remember what I'm putting where, I'm going to put this. So Guild Hall. Jack. Bank. I need to be able to create / delete houses, or not necessarily houses, but buildings with the map editor. I'm gonna restart this as well, just so that I can get the changes that I was looking for there. Much better. I can zoom out further as well. I can actually get a whole look at the world, the entire world right now. Or at least most of the world at once. Just barely doesn't. It's a good map, though. It'll do what I need it to. It's a little messed up now on the grids that it's showing. Floor, though, is gonna have a bit of path. I don't know if I need the paths to everything, but, you know, for now, it'll be fine, or it'll be useful. Then I'm going to need to put, I think the florist's going to be over here. And the blacksmith. Florist, blacksmith. So Jack, banker, florist, blacksmith, guild hall. And then what do we put in? Just a couple of other... We'll plan for a couple of other things. I will totally be able to tell that that says blacksmith. But no. I'm sure this isn't going to be confusing at all. Oh, wait, no. Putting the blacksmith up there's probably a bad idea, considering there's going to be the entire sort of combat zone here. So let me actually remove this. We'll put the blacksmith down here somewhere. There we go. That'll actually work quite well. We can always move things around, but I think this is going to be sort of the basic shape of the city, or of the town, of this town. might be too much space in the middle because I know if I were to log in, I forget where I logged out at, but we can log onto the other account. It's not like I can't just make infinite accounts. All right, let's go see how big the main plaza is. Okay, no, this isn't bad. This is fine. It's definitely not symmetrical, but this will work. The grids are showing up weird. The grids are showing up weird since the zoom changes. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to get added. Also add one more sub zone to beach and answer what the zone boundary siblings option is. There we go. 3 things, one prompt. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. It's not like I'm just winging it at the moment, because I'm not actually in the middle of a plan. So I gotta get other sprites on here. It's real annoying. Anyways, I can close this client down, the server down. I can restart the map editor as well to get the new changes. Hey, it said that H key building 2. Let's try this once more. Nope. Did not add it. Let's see what it said for boundary. I feel like I'm not crazy and this is just not changed at all. In the sidebar toggles draw mode, then click and drag rect on the map. Editor UI, boundary tool, smooth transitions only. Oh, why is it down there? This. That one, we can make this much larger as well. And do crossing here. Interesting. There we go. Gotta add the boundary between the cliffs and the cliffs and the beach, and this is specifically where I wanted to have this sort of crossing area for. Because I still want it to render all the way over to here, but I just want the crossing zone to be down on that part. And then vice versa. What's this? Okay. There we go. There. Boundary tool. I don't know how much space I actually need for it to properly render so that it looks good, but we'll do what we gotta do. This is going to be a bunch of trial and error. I don't see where that one thinks it's sending them to, but I mean... it'll do something. It might just be the drawing order. I'm not sure. Yeah, those line up. I mean, kind of. Now they kind of line up, right? Okay, once I get these lighthouses connected up to it, we're going to go on a bit of an annoying run. Sibling means the transition crosses between two zones that belong to the same group, e.g. two halves of the town loaded together. When sibling true, crossing the boundary doesn't fire a zone transfer event, doesn't clear other players or entities. Okay. I have to go back and do that a lot. But we'll get this set up first. I don't know how we're gonna do the out of bounds stuff for the lighthouse. I'm not sure because it's kind of... okay. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Hey, let me create the boundary. Thank you. 。 do, do, do. Warp up to beacon. And then I'm gonna make sure to just put these around this for now. It's not gonna make any sense when we actually go look at it. But I just want to be able to see this. Warp back here. And this is also a warp out to here. Again, because we want to be able to see where we're going to be warping from. And then we need another warp back. And again, this is just for placeholders so that we can find it when we are actually in the world walking around. This isn't really the garden. Again, we need to rename pretty much everything. I have surprisingly little to talk about when I am just adding zone boundaries because it's very just monotonous and repeated. So don't have much to say other than we're adding this area between each other, and that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that every side lines up with the other side so that they're kind of symmetric. It should make sense from a player standpoint. And let's make the other ones over here. Okay, we're gonna save that. We're actually gonna make this sibling, sibling, sibling. This and this are sibling. Then these are sibling. These are... I should probably add a key to toggle these, because there's apparently going to be a lot of sibling transitions. Because those are all in the same zone, those are all in the same zone. These are all in the same zone as well. And then we've got these ones to go. Hopefully all this actually works, because there we go. Okay, that should cover us all the way down to all the way down into the lighthouse. Let's go hop into the game now and do that run. The important part for this is going to be I need to time how long it actually takes. So I'm gonna log on to the main character. We are going to walk on over, make sure that sort of these zone boundaries are actually working. Hey guys, your places are gonna get moved. We should add an increase to speed when you're actually standing on the path, or when you're on path, or when you're on a like stone. Makes sense to be able to move faster. And by it makes sense, I mean I think it would be a quality of life thing. Do. Whoa. I think the sibling thing is wrong. I'm gonna open the map editor again to go double check that. So I've removed the sibling option there. I actually need to restart the server. No, it's definitely a little broken here. So let me reload that. Sibling. Now reboot the server. Okay, we're gonna... Come on, we can escape this. I just want to get back into the town. It rapidly switches between the two zones in the zone transition and does not let me pass between. I'm now stuck between spawn and town. Spawn and main town. It's not a sibling transition. Both of these. I tried with and without this setting too. It seems to be on the load area versus zone swap area. That was added in the map editor. Let me diagnose the issue, then propose a solution to fix the transitions while keeping the load verse. Okay. Doesn't seem to matter what I do here. Oh, what if I push for the what if I push for the beach? This is horrible on my eyes. I apologize. Help! Help! This is terrible! Everything's broken! Nope. Hey, this looks kind of cool, though. You can actually see the path going through the forest there. I do like that. I think that adds a lot. Now, if only it looked good, like the sprites and everything. Because this seems to be a little bit of an issue. So we're kind of stuck until this is fixed. I could go back to the map editor and start changing some stuff. That's probably the best use of my time. Do 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 do. Anyways, let's make sure that we pull this back up again. Oh, hey, we have the next beach area. Don't know if I want to do this. That seems like a bad idea. All right. Make sure that we have set. And then probably here as well. Good idea to allow them to walk in at the same-ish area. Do, 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 do. There we go, got that lined up. Now we can one back. There we go. Save that. This one's already saved. Let's see what the issue is. Let's see what the issue is. Let's look into this a little bit. I see the exact bug now. Let me trace it to the pixel math. Spawn town main, cross region, main spawn. Main bounds start at tile minus 131. Whoa. Just jump me away from what I was reading. Player walks right, hits X equals minus 4208. Server registers them in main. Player continues to the right. Player bounces back to spawn. Player continues to the right. Crossing regions are a one tile strip each side of the boundary. The player physically walks through them in sequence on every rightward step so they can never pass. The root cause with the old bounds only check, you are inside the destination zone. The bounds naturally had hysteresis? What? Never seen that word before in my life. What is that? Dependence of the state of a system on its histories. The lagging of an effect behind its cause when the change in magnetism of a body lags behind changes in the magnetic field. Okay, so that's like when you drop the magnet into another magnetic field or towards a metal plate and then it just stops dead on. Okay, anyways, let's have some fun now because this is a beach and we need to add water to the beach. Pretty sure I can just do this. Apparently I can't zoom out too far. This is more like a sandbar sort of area. Oh, I heard a thing. Hey, I don't have sand yet. Well, technically I have, so... I can't see anything inside of these boundaries. This is basically sand for now, right? I really wish I could see a little bit better through these boundaries. I can't see anything. Root cause the crossing between spawn main spawner intentionally narrow the strips at the opposite side of the zone boundary are 1 pixel apart in equal space, which means the player goes back and forth. 6:45 tick post crossing cooldown. After any smooth transition crossing, the player is immune to further smooth crossings for 45 server ticks. This gives them time to physically walk through and this be changed from a time cooldown to a must travel X pixels perpendicular away from the boundary instead. I don't want to time gate this, and if the person stops on top of the boundary, keep switching back and forth every 1.5 seconds. Hey, Pixie in Games, it's going well. I've broken a few things, and then I'm working on the map as well. So I've sort of got it roughed in where all the zones that are going to be in the game are. Now I have to actually fill them with stuff and then create the new stuff that has to go in them, but pretty much Oh, wait, why did I do this? Pretty much all the mechanics are in place, which is good. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm blind. Yeah, yesterday and today has basically just been, all right, we're adding a whole bunch of stuff to the map. Which means that things don't really look very good right now either, though. There's a lot of places, but I broke the ability to actually go to the places. There's not actually anything in the places yet. I don't even have sand, but I'm making a beach here, so... We'll see how this ends up looking. A lot of this is I do want people to be able to walk into the water. I do want there to be kind of like combat around the water, but you're not going to be able to walk too far out into the water. So we'll see how this goes. So how have you been anyways? What have you been up to? What are you doing? This might actually be a different kind of water over here as well. This looks like a nose. I don't like it. I don't know about that. Water areas are kind of annoying. I wanted a beach for, you know, beach party purposes. It would be real nice if I could see through here. That would be swell. Oh, there we go. Much better. So I need to fill this area. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm breaking everything again. I'm breaking everything again. Nope, I don't want boundaries. I want the walk rectangle. Do not want the walk rectangle. I want the floor rectangle. I know what my tools do. Totally don't know what my tools do. Okay, now I want the walk rect. Actually, I probably don't want the walk rect. I kind of want the out of bounds rectangle, because these are going to be just like deep water out of bounds. This is just to make the zone feel less square. There we go. these are basically quote-unquote deep areas. Oh, I did realize a problem. We need 2 different kinds of out of bounds for this zone. Because if we want water out of bounds and we want not water out of bounds, that's going to be difficult. What is Home Hub? I've never heard. Everything looking more alive is always better. It's probably a good strategy. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have a difficult thing to deal with for the beach. Because I don't want this to all... I don't want all of this to look like water when it's really the cliffs. Same goes over here. I'm gonna have to think on this. And I can't just use like forest out of bounds because that would make these ocean boundaries look strange. Oh, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I did not account for this sort of thing when I was planning the out of bounds. I can make this... I can make multi out of bounds, I guess. Anyways, let's save this for now. I want to go test this out to see if it was resolved if it fixed... Basically, I want to see if it fixed going between the different zones. We're trying to run down to the lighthouse. So. Oh, that's not good. That's teleporty. Well, at least we can go through the zones. I want to at least see if things are configured. Oh, that's very teleporty. I also don't think I have... Yeah, it looks like I made it so you can't really go back at the moment. Gonna have to fix that. And I assume this is also going to be teleporty. I think I broke it again. Oh, I definitely broke it again. All right. Back to the drawing board. Yeah, map design is a lot of fun. I have a lot of plans for what I want to happen, and then trying to get them to actually work is difficult. Okay, so first things first, I do need a boundary zone here. bit higher. There we go. Oh, no. A bit lower. Okay. Yeah, the custom frameworks are gonna be a bit of a mess. Anyways, I have to quickly feed the cat. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, cat has food. Now back to my bit of a nightmare here. After crossing via crossing region, the perpendicular axis of the rectangle is identified by its aspect ratio, tall, narrow equals vertical boundary. Perpendicular x equals short, wide boundary. A player must travel 4 tiles past the exterior of that rectangle along that axis. So I should make sure not simply boundary. Okay. Before any crossing, fire again, stop on boundary. Distance from rect equals 0. Guard never clears, no oscillation ever. Walk forward through. Distance increases, they move. Guard clears at 128, pushes past the edge. By that point, they're well past the reverse crossing, which is adjacent to the rectangle, not bounce. Walk back out. Through a zone boundary there. Past the guard, then teleport tiles. Also some boundaries. Did I have any good logs? The player to get stuck and the out of bounds to swap forth. I am kind of happy with this as the zone shape, so I can probably just... Hey, what happened to my other... Okay. Did I never set one here? Oh. Well, that's annoying. Punch Punch is a accurate name for this song. I could start adding mobs to Deep Forest, but I kind of want to make more mobs before I add any there. Got to figure out what I'm doing up here as well. Oh, that was not good. Did not want to delete everything there. I still want to make sure that I'm able to walk all the way down to the The lighthouse. I need a way to hide the boundaries or hide the zone transitions. I don't really know what way I'm going to be making these out of bounds. I need a way to hide these boundaries. This is definitely unusable. Let's focus up here where I actually have some space. So like this one is going to be sort of tall and skinny area. Or I guess long and skinny. I think I repeat this sort of thing for this part of cliff tops as well. Except it'll be more on the back side. This probably just all has forest out of bounds set with it at the moment because I don't have any actual cliff tops out of bounds part yet. So I think that'll work though. Oh, I can't see anything through the blue though, and it's so bright. Oh, staring at it makes my eyes hurt. These other cliffs though. I recognize that the town's right here, but nothing's really gonna... I don't want to make this like half cliffside here. Just assume it's cliff face, basically. It kind of looks like a frog. To respond to some plans for tomorrow. Sorry about that. I'm not sure where these boundaries. Oh, I got so much room here to work with. I got plenty of room. Let's keep checking the boundaries here. Oh no, I just deleted my boundary. What am I doing? All right, well, let me get another boundary added to here. Okay. And then I think I have figured out what I'm kind of doing down here. I'm doing a bit of narrow winding path first. Narrow winding cliffside. I can't see any of it in there. Let's just assume it looks good. Anyways, narrow and winding until it gets up to around here. Where it will sort of swap over to the other style of out of bounds for here. I mean, other than the fact that I can't see half of what I'm changing, like, this isn't bad. Other than I literally can't see in here. Well, we'll find out what that looks like when we actually get to walk around a bit. We can now go take a look here. Okay. This area is also kind of just limited to being circle for the first part. Really circle-ish. Open sort of cavern in the first bit. And then I will probably be making these areas actually a lot larger. I just am kind of roughing these out at the moment. Give me water. Not fishable water, but water to at least fill with the cave system. I'm not going to touch the upstairs and the lighthouses at all. We may or may not be able to walk through areas now, so... let's see. Teleport after crossing. The crossing region can sit inside the source zone's tile bounds after... The tick after crossing the old zone is no longer visible. Visible zones and tick player was clamping the old player's position to the destination zones. The client snap. The new expansion block adds the smooth cross rect tile to the effective movement bounds for the duration of the guard, so the player can stand anywhere inside the crossing corridor without getting clamped. Oscillation on legacy bounds. Previously smooth cross was set to false after any crossing that had no crossing region, so those transitions had no guard at all. Now smooth cross equals true, and smooth cross position equals P position for all smooth crossings the guard uses. Euclidean distance from the crossing point standing still keeps the distance at 0, so the player can never oscillate while stationary. Okay, well, I honestly don't think that that will have fixed anything, but I want to see what the bug is now. So... Help, I'm stuck. Help, I'm stuck. I'm gonna try relaunching this client. Just maybe it's because I loaded into where there was already the bug. Oh. Help, the player is stuck in the crossing zone. Maybe if I restart it here. I don't think this fixed anything. I also don't think this bug is necessarily related to what was just changed. Bit of an issue. A concern. We'll get it figured out though, so. All right, let me see if my bot is working fine. It missed one. Something happened. Something broke. I'm gonna have to go take a look at that after this. Uh-oh. That's why I gotta check it every day. I don't know if I keep going, if eventually I will get to... If I keep going, will I eventually just get out of the crossing zone part? No, even though it's drawing me further and further away, it's actually just constantly snapping me back to it. Always collision detection, or... Yeah, technically this is collision detection, so... It's always collision detection. Mid-zone, with object, without objects, always something. Also, this is an update on the minimap, which I think is nothing to do... Uh-oh, I just made it worse. While Claude thinks about that, I'm gonna go fix this. Where are we? Data, saves, players, gotta find myself. Ah, there's positions. All right. As long as I change it when I'm logged out. Okay, I'm unstuck again. That's a good start. That's one. Now what if I change this to minus 1500 and I restart it? No, that's also no good. If I change this to minus 1900, then I might be back in the business. It's in the middle of making changes. This has been a bit of a mess today. This is what happens when you're just making a bunch of changes without having plans in place. Because I should have just dealt with the fact that the zone transitions are what they are, rather than adding the sub-zone or sub-transition boundary. Because adding that has now gotten us into a sticky situation where it would have been better to take the time to plan. Yeah, but I could have avoided breaking it this time. I know what I did that caused it to break, and I just want the feature. I'm just trying to get back in bounds. It's so infuriating. Oh wait, nope. I know what the reason why the changes didn't take effect. I didn't restart the server. Well, see, I don't want to revert it because I also saved a whole bunch of the map changes. Please, just let me back into... Okay, I'm gonna really mess this up. I'm gonna completely just grab the spawn coordinates from another save and overwrite mine with them. Here we go. Emergency player warp. Oh. Finally. I'm not stuck in a wall. Okay, let's see how the... that's buggy. So... this is where I was stuck. And it's definitely still buggy because it keeps trying to... zone configuration files. It's the zone switching before I get to the boundary. Then I experience the zone going back and forth. And then in the beach zones, I should grab what this beach zone is specifically called. Then in the beach zone, between shore and beach. Between beach, shore, and beach, I get stuck in the... I think I'm stuck, right? If I try to leave again, I'm back into the old... Yeah. I get stuck in the meeting place. Two zones, and it keeps phasing back. So, on the bright side, my out is to just copy the spawn zone and manually warp my character out of here. I don't know if this has to do with the boundaries I drew, if they were overlapping too much or something like that. But this is what I get for going away from my standard practices. This is exactly why I set up those standard practices. But yeah, I can double check here. There's no overlap. Technically, these ones were. It might be that I have to make these more thin. No, I can't. It only goes down to... it only goes down to 2. Anyways, I think I will try to warp back again. So let me refresh the server. And we'll see if this boundary fixed anything. It also might be worth it if I go and try to traverse back through the other forest parts that I never changed to see if that fixes it. No. Okay, so it is those... Not sure how I got out of that, but I did. The cure. Run past here. Let's see if I can actually go through the... Oh, it's not preloading. Oh, wait, right. I'm way down at the bottom of this part of the map. This isn't where it actually goes out. See the path up here. It should preload around here. Okay, I can go past there, no problem. So it's definitely with the preload boundary versus the zone transfer boundary. It's funny having super buff abilities and just running past everything here. So I assume this will be fine up here as well. Yep, it was fine. Even if the mini-map did not load. Okay, nope, I broke it over here as well. Lots of broken zone transfers. And what did I do to that anyway? I don't know. That one shouldn't have been changed. Well, maybe I did add that it's a sibling zone transition boundary, and I didn't have any of those before. I was just setting them as regular zone boundaries. You know, with everything breaking, I'm just going to spend a little time fishing. You know what they say, a bad day at the lake still beats a good day at work, and bad day at the virtual pond still beats a good day stuck between worlds. So. Catch some sunfish, catch some perch. It'll all be fine. Also, I do have the ability to full screen this now, which doesn't look very good on stream. And there's a bit of tear, but I honestly think that's just pixel art. It's at least something that I can do. See, the actual productive thing for me to do would not be playing the game right now. It would be for me to be tracing through the issue at the same time. But I'm much more enjoying fishing. So why can't I? Right, for some reason when the skills are open, I can't gather. Ooh, I'm able to catch bass soon. So, I don't know if I've talked much about what I'm planning on doing after I get some of these zones set up. Because really this is an in-between phase thing. This isn't really related to any of the phases. It's just I wanted to spend a little bit of time setting up zones because I got the map editor. But what I'm going to be doing for the next phase, which will be starting next week, is going to be actually adding playable quests as well as the proper login. But I think we're basically going to add a couple of quests. The series of quests will take the player to... basically, we're going to add the tutorial quest and the quest line that leads up to the first boss, the orc. Well, I say leads up to. It's basically the tutorial quest. It's to unlock this shortcut here. That's the actual reward. Should teach the players enough about the game to be able to get into it. And then once we have the zone swaps working, then I will be focused on setting up the playtest as well as part of the next phase. Before we end up... So the next phase is basically going to be enable quests, add first quest line, enable player login via other methods. Well, yeah. Add another option for login, basically. And then outside of this, I will set up the connectivity, and I've got some people that I'm going to have try it out first because I already have a bit of trust with them. So I'm going to need sprites as well. And then we're going to have to do a lot of balancing. So it's going to be 1 quests, 2 what did I just say? 2 balancing, 2 yes, login, and then 3 balancing. And then outside of these, so not on stream, what I'm going to do is going to be server hosting. I'm not going to stream setting up the servers. I want to be able to keep those IPs at least a bit secure. So server hosting, and then some placeholder pixel art. So this is basically all that I'm going to have to, this is what I'm going to be starting on for next week. And then it might take a couple of weeks of going through, and as long as I get the actual map bugs fixed. As long as I get the map bugs fixed, next week, by the end of the phase, it will be ready for a playtest. Then I will probably do a thing. I'm going to get a bunch of people together around the same time. Have them do probably a couple hour playtest, because the initial this initial balancing is probably only going to be up to the first like 2 hours of content. That should take us through level 1 to 10. So that's what I'm hoping for the next quest, because I have all of the baseline mechanics in. I have pretty much all of the skills in and working. As long as people are able to actually go through the different zones, then it'll be a good time for me to get initial feedback from other people about how the controls, the play works, the quest line. Obviously, it's still not going to look great at the time, because everything's still going to be placeholders. But, you know, that's less important. It'll be good for me to actually be able to get feedback on what issues people are running into, and what mechanics have more hope, not more hope, but what ones feel good to use especially, and what areas I need to give a lot of love to, because that will give me more to focus on for the phases after that. That sounded weird. I'm gonna be right back in a second. That didn't sound right. All right, I don't think it was in my place. I have no clue what that was, though. It sounded like something breaking. And things breaking is never good. Oh, wow, it's really thinking on this one. Yeah, so what I was going over what's going to be next. Also, the quests. So I might as well go over that a little bit now. So the quests are going to be a couple of different parts. I know one is going to be it's going to be sort of fighting off or providing supplies for the garrison, or the battle, basically the goblin fight. So the one's going to be the goblin fight. Goblin supplies, I guess. Goblin supplies 2 will sort of be scouting. And then 3 is going to be the boss fight. These are going to be more towards the way that RuneScape does the quests, in that it's not It's going to be more like, go here, do this. This is the next step. Go here, do this. Find out this. Go here, do this. Come back to the main person or wherever, complete the quest. So the first one is going to be intended to have the player sort of go around town and gather what they need from the player or from the from other NPCs to help bolster the town, as well as this. I don't know if it's going to be in the first or the second one, which is going to be making sure that the actual barricades are set up and blocked. The second one's going to be finding out or finding traces of what's causing the goblin outbreak or goblin invasion. Outbreak, invasion, battle. Basically, there's a goblin problem in the forest. And then the quest line after that is going to be resolving the goblin issue. So basically the two things that are going to happen is the player will unlock a shortcut, which will give me that'll give me the implementations for the quests that allow for the world to sort of change through doing quests, and the player will actually unlock access to the orc boss. I think that'll be a good sort of first bit. It'll give the player some time to get used to or to get familiar with the town. It'll give them a bit of time to get familiar with the crafting systems, with the gathering, and also an intro to the combat and the boss mechanics. I understand the root cause. Let me check the pixel map, convert the tile coordinates to pixels. Mid-shore crossing. Big R is only 128 pixels. Why the player is still inside. Shrink all crossing regions to one tile. Do I have the map editor open? I want to see. No, these are lined up. There's no overlap for them, which is what I wanted to check. I definitely need to make it so that the boundaries are toggleable visibility or not. I also want to rotate. I want to rotate like the entire thing 90 degrees. So because I want the mountains to be up at the top of the map, and I want the player to sort of start down here and have the beach go around with the lighthouse out to the side. So I'm going to have to translate everything over so that it's not this current rotation. But that can be done at any point, and that's really not something that the players should notice. Root cause, every crossing region was many tiles wide in the oscillation direction. Alright, well, I will restart the server now. We'll see if it's actually fixed. I would really appreciate if it is, because that would be a great thing to end today's stream on. But if it's not... also, let's see in the map editor what it was talking about. All right. Before I say that it won't let me do that, I'm going to just check if I can or can't. So where is my map editor? There we go. Disable that. I'm being yelled at by the cat. I have no clue why. Okay, so far so good. It was weird that there was sort of the blink of switching. Okay, so apart from that, it looks like I don't even know how to describe that. It's when crossing the zone, the out of bounds immediately flashes and then renders back to the preload. But on the bright side, we're able to walk down the beach. That is a win. You can see the boundary. I shouldn't be able to see the boundary, but I can. Oh, wait, maybe it's not the boundary. I think it's the pixel grid rendering issue. Oh. Oh, that. Look at the mini-map. That looks horrible. Well, I guess this rotation is more acceptable. Oh, I completely forgot to time this as well. Well, I guess I'm going to end up having to go look at the stream history afterwards. Okay, I ran into an issue again. I broke it. I broke it. Oh, no. Hold zone. He flashes at out of bounds. But once I reached the cliffs, it broke again. I think the lighthouse will be broken too. I think this is the width of the crossings again. Yes. Check the config files for all zones. Okay. I could teleport myself back to town again. Woohoo! I broke out. Okay, well, I can time how long it takes for me to get from here back to town. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Safe. Whew. I should probably pull up the map editor as well. Oh yeah, it's definitely the crossing again. But if I go over here and I grab the floor rec, I definitely want this entire area to be stone. At least for now. Because this being grass just doesn't sit right with me. Those being stone did also make it easier for me to see. Okay. It's still so bright. Looks better, that's for sure. We'll set up Jack with a new home over here. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our attempt at making different sized buildings. And we'll throw some empty buildings on here. Okay, we've got buildings. I don't know how well they'll work, but Jack, you gotta move up into your building, and the bankers gotta move up into the bank. There we go. Now we actually have some buildings around the town. What was wrong? Every crossing region was several tiles thick in the oscillation direction. The direction the player travels when crossing after scaling to pixels, they were many wide. Since the guard only takes 128, it would clear while the player was inside in the thick crossing corridor, putting them immediately into the reverse crossing. Instant oscillation fix applied uniformly shrank each of them. The old zone flashes out of bounds on boundary crossing is a separate issue. For visible zones, preview doesn't cover the player's position right after crossing. If that's still annoying after testing, fix the out of bounds region issue. Well, if we've got that fixed, we can boot up the server again. Boot up the server, boot up the client. Gonna log in because I still got to get a timer on how long it takes to run all the way through the zones. Oh, can't really see the out of bounds on the cliff side. Interesting. Something is wrong here. This is going to be fun to fight through when I fill this with mobs. Oh, you can't even see it. You can only see the map editor. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. Funny with the map transition, you can still see down the cliff side basically, which I do like. I am gonna have to make it so that the I'm gonna have to make it so that the beach isn't just hard lined on it. Wow, why is there nothing here? Well, that's an issue, but it's not something for me to be concerned about immediately. Never mind, I hit stuff. It's something for me to be concerned about. Get me back, get me back. I don't want to be in the void. What is this? This is cliff. Yeah, this is cliffs, all right. Anyways, I'll come back to check this out. I just want to get over to the lighthouse now. Oh, hey, I can actually see it again. Oh, hey, it doesn't work. Okay, so that's an issue. Let's hope that doesn't happen with the other zones. Okay, this one's good. This is the second time this song's been on today. I still have to make the mini maps actually show the other zones around. All right, we should be just about at the lighthouse. Yeah, loading has to be from farther away, or the mini map needs to be zoomed in more. First thing is to try to access the regular part of the lighthouse. Not like there's any actual visible parts to it, but we did put it here, so that's what we gotta go check. Okay. So far, so good. The map is working. This is the underground. Oh, that's weird. That is definitely a boundary issue. I think it's that you can only go through in the middle. And then nothing loaded. Cool, but it's still there because I'm very much running into it. Oh, and then this one's way up here. But things aren't loading. Okay, so we have a few areas that we have to fix. We have to figure out why these are not loading correctly. I could time running back to the town now because the last thing I want to do is go take a look at the town and see how the new buildings look. So we're at 236.45 in the lighthouse caves. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, okay. That's buggy. Let's get out of here. So we were at 236.45, right? I think that's what it was at. If anyone's around, actually, I can drop that in the chat. 36.45. There we go. And I scared myself with my own message. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna have to be able to set the out of bounds tiling as well. Then we're going to need multi out of bounds tile sets available for specific zones. We specifically need that for the beach. And we can probably make use of it on the cliff side here as well. That's a technical challenge that we don't necessarily need to do anytime soon, but it's something we're going to have to take care of at some point. So it's just over 2 minutes to run down this first part of the cliffs. That's actually not bad for time-wise. Oh no, not this. Alright, going back into the other spot does not load properly. Which means I am now running blind. Alright, if I go around here... Alright, this is gonna mess with our time a little bit, but it should still be doable. Definitely a bug that needs to be fixed, because we can't see any of the out of bounds boundary, which I believe is due to the zone transition part, but I should probably pull up the map editor on the side just so that I can see. There we go. Okay, so once I've hit the wall, roughly about here, I should turn. Nope, I need to go the other way. Gotta go around here, around the crab's claw. Then we go directly down to the beach. I'm free! I'm free! See, there's the crab's claw there. So it took us about 4 minutes if you discount that we couldn't see anything, to get from the lighthouse caves back to the beach. That's about the time that I want it to take. That sounds fine. I really don't want it to take super, so it should be about 6 minutes if you wanted to run all the way through all the way to the far end of the cliffs. We're almost back at the village, and then we get to actually see how the new buildings look. And I'm curious about how the stacked buildings work. I don't see any buildings on the mini-map anymore, which is weird. Alright, we got the smithy. Can't actually see any walls, but like, it's fine. Oh, Buildings work like I was hoping they would. Oh, this building's a little too small. This is why we put placeholders down anyways. There's the fountain. Let's go check that the banker still works, and then let's go check on Jack. Nice. Okay. I don't quite like how the walls work there. Jack, what's wrong with your building? Literally just your building, Jack. Well, at least he's still working. So, this was a fairly buggy and successful day. Got a lot of the map modified and changed around, and things are looking good, so... I'm just gonna make sure I've got places saved. There we go. That's what I hadn't saved. It was the lighthouse. Okay, so I'm gonna be ending that there. That is a lot of map setup, a lot of getting stuff ready. Oh, I completely forgot to check the time. We found it was 6 minutes to get across, so it's I don't know. I'm gonna have to go double check. Anyways, I'm going to be ending that there. If you want to see how Project Hatchet continues to shape up in the future as we get towards our first playtest, which is going to be in several weeks, then please drop a follow anywhere you're watching, and